I also have revenge for every woman that ever had her hands laid on by a man. From my mother, my sister, Tina Turner, Rihanna.
To bring this guy up. I've been watching him 7, 8, 10 years. Every night, every Tuesday at the Comedy Store, and you guys are gonna love him. Please, give it up for my friend and yours, Scruncho, everybody. Let him in. Scruncho!
My beautiful sister was in a domestic violence relationship. As I got older, I realized my brother-in-law was beating the fuck out of my beautiful sister. So like a man, I pull him aside, I look him in the eye, and I tell him, I say, Dre, I say, now, you putting your hands on my sister and she continue to go back to you, right? Now, ain't nothing more disrespectful than when you're telling a grown man what you feeling in your heart and soul. And in the middle of your heartfelt conversation, that other grown man gonna look at you and psh you. That's what I said. I said, did this bitch nigga just psh me? Now, sometime, ladies, you gotta give a man exactly what he been dishing out in order for him to have understanding of the fuck what he been doing to you. But here's the thing, whenever a man go to discipline another grown man, the fight is no longer physical, the fight is spiritual. And my mother told me when I was 12, she said, if you defended the honor of your sisters, God would put a covenant over you, the angels would covenant you, angels would protect you, the heavens would protect you, and God will not allow you to lose that battle because it's a spiritual, biblical battle that you cannot and will not lose. So at that point, ladies and gentlemen, I humble my spirit. So I knew it was gonna be a day and time when I must give Dre this biblical, spiritual ass whooping his body so desperately desired. 2 weeks later, the shit hit the fan. That same sister was having a taco party. And just for the record, real niggas eat more tacos than Mexicans. And if y'all don't remember nothing about my whole show, remember this. Don't y'all trust no man that eat less than 3 tacos. Fuck you nibbling for. Now I'm sitting in the middle of the living room eating my 6 tacos. Now I swear to God, what I seen in the kitchen, it breaks my heart to this day. I see my beautiful sister that raised me, walked me to school, taught me my ABCs, my beautiful sister. My brother-in-law got my beautiful sister in the corner, like she's some type of fucking roach, stomping my sister in the chest, as if she didn't come from the womb of my beautiful mother. Socking my beautiful sister in the eye, as if she didn't have brothers to defend her honor. Immediately, ladies and gentlemen, I disconnected from my physical world. I went into the spiritual world and it was just like my mother said. The heavens opened up. I seen my mother's face appear with a halo over her head. And I heard that biblical music go, oh. And then the angels came around. And at that point, ladies and gentlemen, I felt the Spirit of God come through me. And I did not run over there to protect my beautiful sister. I did not walk aggressively over there to protect my beautiful sister. Ladies and gentlemen, I floated over there. I floated, and I rose up over that motherfucking Dre. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I was the big man. He was the little man. And let me tell every woman in here something. I also have revenge for every woman that ever had her hands laid on by a man. From my mother, my sister, Tina Turner, Rihanna. And as I rose up under him, the spirit of Floyd Mayweather shot through my body. My hair swole up as if I was 50 and old. And with the size of Floyd Mayweather boxing glove, with all the strength God gave me, right before I went to hit him with these undefeated hands, Dre hit me so many times, I thought I was getting jumped. At this point, I realized something. This motherfucker Dre was gifted from the shoulders. Ladies and gentlemen, his hand speed was incredible. At that point, I realized something. I gotta go get my best friend. And I don't know, let me tell you some rules when you go get your best friend in the hood. Number 1 rule, ain't no rules. I go get my best friend. We get to the point of location, and I tell my best friend, I look him in the eye, and he a gangster motherfucker. I said, do low. When my one good eye, I said, nigga, you ready to die? He had me fooled like a motherfucker. He started crip walking. He said, I don't give a fuck. So we get to my sister's house. He got the 9mm. I got the motherfucking handgun. And right before we knocked at the door, I looked him in my one good eye. And I no longer was on that spiritual shit. Me and the devil was in cahoots. I looked at him with a wicked sin. I said, motherfuckers, you ready to die? He said, I don't give a fuck. So he knocked at the door. Now my sister come to the door. She come to me, she said, what's happening? I said, wooty wooty woo. She said, wooty wooty woo. I said, wooty wooty woo. Wooty wooty woo means et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now at that point, she come, open the door. Now the person y'all see now did not exist. I'm telling y'all, I had a spirit on me that was so motherfucking wicked. When I walked in there, I swear to God, let me tell you how sick I was. I was finna shoot pictures, wedding pictures, images, ideas. I didn't give a fuck. Look, I got a little nephew named Lil Dre who look just like Big Dre. Lil Dre is bad as a motherfucker. I would have shot him twice. I take 4-5 steps in the house. My sister jump her fat ass on my back, wrap her thigh around my waist, and try to weigh a real nigga down. Now, due to the obesity of her weight, a real nigga was going down. But my trigger hand was free. Who do I see? I see motherfucking Dre. Dre said, she grabbed more. Now, my sister, we begin to struggle for the gun. Now, this bitch nigga Dre do something I think was kind of clever. He come from the blind side of my bad eye. I thought he had some type of magical skills. He jumped over and trying to scare me, and he did. I'm like, oh shit. Now at that point, the gun dislodges from my hand. Dre picks up the handle of the gun, begins to whoop my ass for the second time. Now, as Dre is whooping my ass at a rhythm pace, I couldn't help but to think, where is my best friend? Now, as I look in the position that I was in my fetal position, I looked toward the window that I entered. To the left of the door was the window. On the outside of the window, there was my best friend looking in at me as I get my ass severely whooped. I said, I thought you said you was ready to die. He looked at me, he said, not like that. Now at this point, Dre punches was phenomenal. I was 2 punches from death. I had no choice. I had to give my best friend encouragement. So I yelled back, I said, but Dulo, you got a gun, best friend. And he yelled back, but you had one too. Now at this point, blood is coming out from pores. He had a wicked left hook. He hit me in this ear and knocked my hearing completely out. I seen Dulo running. And to make a long story short, the police came. And guess who went to jail? Me. But I got good news and I got bad news. The good news is my sister was fucking in court to fucking bail me out of jail. How about that? The bad news is she brought Dre with her. It'll make bad news worse. The judge put a restraining order on me to stay away from Dre and Dre to stay away from me, which was a blessing to me. And my sister hit me with the information that I would never ever forget, and these words make me would never ever defend my sister again. I looked at her with all the compassion in my eyes, and I said, what the fuck is wrong with you? Don't you know blood is thicker than water? And what she replied, fuck me up. And she said, don't you know cum is thicker than blood?